Hello everybody, welcome to Engines of Santa Fe. You are watching the fourth episode I'm making right now. Today's episode I will be talking about the 464 Hudsons. No, not the New York Central's Hudsons. I'm talking about the Santa Fe's own Hudsons. So let's get to the history of why these engines were made, if there's any survivors are. Anyways, let's get into it. The year was 1927, and the New York Central had their own 464 Hudson, number 5200, which was built by the American Locomotive Company, or ALCO. Many railroads at that time, including the Nickel Plate Road, the Canadian Pacific, the Canadian National, the Milwaukee Road, the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, the Baltimore and Ohio, the National Roads in Mexico, the Illinois Central, the New Haven, the Chesapeake in Ohio, the St. Louis and San Francisco, aka the Frisco, and Santa Fe were very impressed with the 464 wheel arrangement Hudsons, and so they decided to order their own, the Santa Fe being one of them. And so, in 1927, the Baldwin Locomotive Works built 10 464 Heavy Pacifics, as they were nicknamed, to the Santa Fe Railway and were designated as the 3450 class. Regarding specifications, the wheel arrangement is a 464, meaning that the locomotive has 4 pilot wheels, 6 driving wheels. Each of them used to be 73 inches in diameter, later replaced with 9 in the 1930s, and a 4-wheeled trailer truck in the back to support the firebox and cab. The length is 97 feet and 11 inches. The locomotive weighs 343,900 pounds. The tender weighs 283,000 pounds, with a total weight of 626,500 pounds. They originally burned coal, but were converted to oil in the 1930s, which increased their route ability. The fuel capacity is 5,000 US gallons. The water capacity is 15,000 US gallons. They were given Walshart's valve gears. The steam pressure is 230 psi. Their maximum speed is 110 miles an hour, with a track of effort of 44,250. And lastly, they came equipped with a Santa Fe 5-chime whistle. Here is what they had sounded like. After being put into service in 1927, they were used in the Midwest between Chicago, Illinois, and La Junta, Colorado. But sometime in service, they will be transferred to the San Joaquin Valley line between Bakersfield and Oakland, California. Fast forwarding to 1937, the Baldwin Locomotive Works built 6 more Hudsons, or Heavy Pacifics, to the Santa Fe Railway, and these were known as the 3460 class. There were 6 of them, number 3460 to number 3465. The 3460's class specifications are a bit different than the 3450's specifications. Their driving wheels are 84 inches, just like the Milwaukee Road's Class A engines that were streamlined at the time. The length is 55 feet 3¼ inches, a width of 10 feet and 9 inches, and a height of 15 feet and 2 inches. The locomotive weighs 417,300 pounds, and the tender weighs 396,246 pounds, with a total weight of 813,546 pounds. Their fuel type is oil. The fuel capacity is 7,000 US gallons, with the water cap is 20,000 US gallons. Like the 3450 class, the 3460 class were also given Walshart's valve gears. Their maximum speed is 120 miles an hour, 10 times more than the 3450 speed. The tractive effort is 49,456 pounds. And for the whistle, I do not know what whistle they had, but I'm going to say that they might have had a 5-chime steam whistle. But if you guys know what whistle the 3460 class had, let me know in the comments below. With all these specifications, it turns out that they were more powerful and more successful than the 3450 class. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting, and you're gonna love it. The prototype engine, 3460, was given a streamlining look with different colors of blue, and it was given an official name, or sometimes nicknamed, the Blue Goose, which ran between Chicago, Illinois and La Junta, Colorado. 3460, or the Blue Goose, was the only streamlined steam locomotive of the Santa Fe system, even more streamlined than 1369. Another engine, 3461, had an even stranger story. In December of 1937, 3461 set a world record for the longest single run by steam locomotive from Los Angeles, California to Chicago, Illinois, without any maintenance. Wow, that is some strange story. I never knew a steam locomotive, even for a Hudson, could even do that. Now I am very impressed. To top up all of that, it was given a streamlined style called the skyline casing on top of the boiler, and it kind of looks like the Southern Pacific's GS class Northerns. Just look how they look so similar. These Hudsons enjoyed their service life in the Midwest and the state of California. However, the 1950s wouldn't be a good time for these engines, and I'm pretty sure you all know what happened in that decade. By 1953, the Santa Fe Railway began to dieselize, and this means the Hudsons will have to be retired soon. But one by one, they will all be retired up until 1956, when the last Hudson made its final run. By 1953 and 1956, all of the Hudsons were all retired from service, being replaced by EMDs, F3s, F7s, or other diesel locomotives. And quite unfortunately, almost all the Hudsons were scrapped. But the worst part, what I can think of, was the beautiful Blue Goose, which ended up being scrapped, and its sibling 3461, which made it a world record between Los Angeles and Chicago without any maintenance. It's a real shame. I would have liked to see the Blue Goose preserved. It would have been a great experience to see, but unfortunately, it didn't. It's a real shame. The fact that it was the only streamlined steam locomotive on the Santa Fe system. What a shame. I would have liked to see it preserved. It would have been great. After all, the Blue Goose kind of looked like the New York Central's Hudsons. Well, streamlined Hudsons, and the Norfolk Western's J-Class and K-Class streamliners. I just really wanted to see one preserved, but I guess that didn't came to be. But I know what you guys are wondering. Is there any Santa Fe Hudsons preserved? Well, the answer is yes. There is one Hudson preserved. Actually, two of them have been preserved. In 1955, the Santa Fe Railway donated the first 3450 class, the prototype engine, 3450, when it was donated to the Southern California chapter of the Railway and Locomotive Historical Society in Pomona, California, under the Los Angeles County Fairgrounds. The most exciting part of it is that you can actually blow the whistle. Here's what it sounds like as of right now. The other Hudson, 3463, it was donated in the mid-1950s to the city of Topeka, Kansas, where it remains today, being a victim to vandalism and elements. But thankfully, a cosmetic restoration was planned, and now it looks good as new as it was when it was first built. 3463 remains the sole survivor of the 3460 class as of today. Well, one thing's for sure is that they at least made their good mark on the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe. I hope you guys liked this episode. Man, this was an interesting episode, and the first episode to include a Santa Fe steam locomotive. Now that we have two Santa Fe Hudsons preserved, which is a good thing. Now, from now on, when I post something in the community tab, I will leave a poll to leave what locomotive I should do next. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.